Astrological patterns for April. They revolve around the solar eclipse that happens on April 8th. And depending on where that eclipse falls in your chart, depends on your Vedic rising sign. So if your rising sign is Aries, the eclipse falls in the 12th house. The 12th house has to do with spiritual growth through letting go of attachments and patterns that you have, addictive patterns maybe, that no longer serve you or that are not in alignment with your values and goals. Then and there may be some issues with sleep during that month, and you may have very vivid dreams. Pay attention to those dreams. If your Vedic rising sign is Taurus, then the eclipse falls in the 11th house. The 11th house has to do with solidifying your friendships and reevaluating them in terms of whether they're in alignment with your goals and values, expanding your social network. And then if your rising sign is Gemini, then the eclipse falls in your 10th house. So 10th house will bring focus on recognition in your career and reevaluating what you need to do in your career so that it is in alignment with your values and goals so that you can progress. If your rising sign is Cancer, then the eclipse falls in your 9th house. 9th house has to do with reevaluating your belief systems and whether or not they are in alignment with your values and goals. And you may have to let go of some beliefs that no longer serve you. If your rising sign is Leo, then the eclipse falls in your 8th house. 8th house has to do with looking at your vulnerabilities, your relationship traumas, and things that are impacting your spiritual growth, and learning to face those vulnerabilities and let go of the ones that no longer serve you. If your rising sign is Virgo, then the eclipse falls in the 7th house. The 7th house has to do with bringing focus on and reevaluating your relationships, and maybe you have to let go of some relationships that are not in alignment with your values and goals, and learning to deepen the relationships you have, find ways to emotionally connect. If your rising sign is Libra, then the eclipse falls in your 6th house. And the 6th house has to do with health and health issues. So you really need to pay attention to your diet, getting enough rest, making sure you're getting enough exercise, maybe starting a new health regime. These are the things you want, and letting go of any habits that are affecting your health in an adverse way. If your rising sign is Scorpio, then the eclipse falls in your 7th house, 5th house. And if the 5th house has to do with creativity, investments, education. You may want to take some new classes, maybe start some creative projects, and look and see what is blocking you from moving forward with your creative projects. If your rising sign is Sagittarius, then the eclipse falls in your fourth house. And your fourth house has to do with creating stability in your family, finding out what truly makes you happy, and letting go of certain things that are not in alignment with your values and goals, and your happiness, and creating more security for your family. If your rising sign is Capricorn, then the eclipse falls in your third house. And the third house has to do with success, and learning new things, and communications, maybe writing, doing some journaling, starting the book that you always wanted to write, and figuring out what is blocking you from moving ahead with those desires. If your rising sign is Aquarius, then the eclipse falls in your second house. Second house has to do with your finances and the stability in your relationships. So this brings focus around, tightening up on your budget, making sure you're not overspending on things that you don't really need, and figuring out what's creating a wobble in your relationships, finding new ways to connect on a deeper, more emotional level with your primary partners. If your rising sign is Pisces, then the eclipse falls in the first house. The first house has to do with what we came here to do in this life, our life purpose, our health and our vitality. And so you want to look at, making sure that you are doing the kind of work that you love, that's in alignment with your values and goals. And if it's not, maybe you have to let go of some things. And also making sure that you are doing everything to promote your best health, making sure you're exercising, eating well, and getting enough rest. So basically, this whole month of April is all about healing and focusing on these different areas of your life that need some attention and healing. Eclipses reveal certain things. The sun is blocked by the moon, and it's a time where certain things get revealed, come up to be healed in your life. So enjoy this month. It may be some stress during the eclipse, certain things you want to meditate more on healing these aspects of your life. You want to do some chanting and some breathing and be in nature, but don't look at the eclipse. Avoid eating around the time of the eclipse, and just kind of be to yourself. Avoid large crowds. Enjoy this month.